There's a pretty well worked deer rub right there. This is mid-January. Almost looks like they're still rubbing it, which they could be. That's a eastern red cedar tree there, a little small one. Here's another rub. That's a little holly tree. That looks like an older one, but that rub there is not very far from the last one I just filmed. Probably within 100 yards. So yeah, lots of deer in this little block of woods. Here's a felled hardwood. Likely came down about 2 years ago during Hurricane Florence. But as you can see, there's some sort of animals have been working this. It could be a den of sorts. It could be digging for some dinner. But yeah, definitely provide you some protection from the wind and rain, whether you were an animal or a human. It's like some sort of den there. Just guessing, but probably otter. Looks about the right size. I don't know if you can see, but just ahead of it, right by the creek, looks like the exit. So yeah, it'd be perfect for an otter. Dryer lint. It's going to be my starter today. So this is a test. I just bought this Solo stove. This is the Titan Solo stove. It's rated for 2 to 4 people. I've never used this type of stove. It obviously it burns you know, natural material, so no fuel needed. So we're going to kind of put it to the test. This is right out of the box. Never used it. So yeah, let's get her going, see how it goes. That dryer lint, it's burning real good. All right, I finally got a good fire going there. So I just put in roughly 8 ounces of water. I started my stopwatch. So let's see how long it takes to boil that, and put a lid on it. Definitely will help it out. And this morning on the way here I gathered up some wood, and I didn't think it would be that wet, but it kind of was. We had a light rain this morning, real light, but apparently it was enough to give me a little trouble starting this. So all I had was a dryer lint, which that a couple of leaves ultimately got it going. But this is what you're relying on. You definitely might want to consider some sort of fire starter, especially if you're in kind of wet conditions. Okay, let's see. Looks like once it gets going though, it's doing pretty good. And you can see I'm just feeding it just little twigs about the size of about as long as my thumb. So that's about 2 minutes right there. And it's actually pretty smokeless. I mean, it's putting out some smoke, but not as much as I thought, considering that wood's still kind of damp. And again, I've never used one of these before, so this is new to me. And this is as I said, the Solo Titan. It's rated for 2 to 4 people. They make a smaller version for just solo. I tell you what though, it does burn that wood quickly. Wow, so that was 3 minutes and that water is boiling already. So I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, rolling boil in 3 minutes. Now that's only about a cup of water there. Let's see. Set that aside. And I'm going to add some more water to this. I just added a little more water to it. We're at 4 minutes. Let's see with the lid off how long it takes it. As you can see, we still got a good flame there, but boy, it does go through wood pretty quick. Again, that's kind of what I'm feeding it there. I tried to gather all hardwood, by the way. Keep down the smoke. And it's already almost to a boil again, just after I added that water. Yeah, here we are testing out the Solo stove. I've never used one before, just kind of purchased it on a whim. I've always used, you know, some sort of fuel-based stoves for camping and day tripping, that kind of thing. Yeah, it looks like it's working pretty doggone well. Man, it got that cup of water to a boil in, I think it was 3 minutes, and I just added some more water to it, and it is boiling again, with very little wood, by the way. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed. So yeah, I just kind of let that wood burn down, and you can see it's still boiling, but it definitely slowed down some. So this is definitely something you need to feed. It needs a lot of attention. So if you're trying to cook you a meal or boil a quantity of water, you definitely want to have a lot of fuel ready to go, looks like. But man, that's not bad. Clean out my cup here. All right, so since I'm in the bush here boiling some water, I figure I'll try a cup of afternoon coffee. This is Kuju coffee. I have tried this before, and it's pretty doggone good. This is a pour over coffee deal, and I'll try to set it up here in front of the camera. Okay. And I do not have any gloves. It's actually not that cold today. It's only about 50 degrees. So let's see if I can do this without burning myself. Oh yeah, that smells good already. You don't want to overrun this thing, or you'll have grounds in your coffee, which is not necessarily a bad thing. So even though I added water, I boiled quite a bit of that away, just testing. But it looks like that's going to be about a cup. All right. Yep, we're good. Let that steep a minute. So there you go. Nothing but coals left in the bottom, basically. Again, burns it really quickly. That was very little fuel, actually, though. I collected way more than I needed, you know, for a cup of coffee anyway. But not bad. I like it. All right, let's check out this coffee. Should be good and strong. I'll let that steep quite a bit. Cheers. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah. I don't know about you, but if I go camping or you know, a long day trip, man, I love my coffee. This is one of the best I've tried anyway. They make different flavors, by the way. I think I bought these at I think it was Academy Sports, and they're not cheap, but decent cup of coffee for sure. I've tried the Starbucks, the instant packs. Man, horrible. Same with the Folgers. Just shouldn't even call it coffee, so bad. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. All right, what a nice day out here. It's about 50 degrees here, mid-January 2021. Little day trip to try out this Solo Stove Titan, and it worked really well. I'm happy about the purchase. It was about $70 if I remember right when I ordered it, which it's kind of a stretch for me, but man, it kind of exceeded my expectations. Now when I started out, I did have some damp fuel, some damp wood, so that didn't help my cause any, but yeah, once I got it going, man, that thing had a rolling boil. I think it was 3 minutes. I added a little more water to it, and took the lid off, and you know, within I think a minute and a half it was boiling again. So yeah, it's I definitely give it a thumbs up. That was a pretty good deal, I think. Now if you're going to be in an environment where your fuel is going to be wet, you know, a lot of rain, or you know, you're expecting rain or snow or what have you, is you know, you definitely want to consider that. Here where I live in eastern North Carolina, you know, if you have some dry weather, there's just plenty of fuel, I mean, everywhere. So as long as it's dry, you know, a stove like that, it should serve you well. But overall, yeah, definitely a good unit, man. I'm pretty stoked about it. Definitely something I would take camping. Again, if I knew it was going to rain or snow, or I was in a very wet environment, I would have a backup, you know, stove with some, you know, butane, something like that. Or and that Solo Stove Titan, again, it's rated for 2 to 4 people, but to me, it looks, you know, looks more like a solo stove, just for, you know, one person. I mean, 2 people maybe, but just depends on your menu and how you're going to use it. Obviously it does require that you feed that fuel to it. I mean, you definitely have to tend that stove, but as long as it's all good and dry, man, you're set to go, I think. So yeah, I'm definitely stoked. You know, not only for camping purposes, but you know, I live here in you know, on the coast of North Carolina, and I always try to stay prepared for, you know, hurricanes. And you know, we have had extended power outages, so that might be an option to consider as well. Or you know, maybe you live out west, or you know, anywhere you can expect to lose power. Definitely been a good unit to supplement your hurricane kit with. So I'll say that. But yeah, check them out if you're looking for something that's, I guess you say, eco-friendly, and you're camping in an area that doesn't require, or that allows you to you know, use that kind of stove. Definitely a good option.